St Helens and their the kind of like unrest from some of the fans. I've got to say it's some of the fans.
Yeah.
Of Paul Wellens' performance, right? Is he the man to take them to the grand final? You know, they're definitely off the boil. We used to say never write off the Saints. That's not the case anymore. Like, you can get to a stage in a game and write them off. I know they had a couple of close games recently. There's some key players missing. We get that. There's some injuries. Every team's got injuries. But they're just not the Saints of old. And obviously, I know, supporting Leeds Rhinos, there's peaks and troughs. And sometimes those peaks can last years. You can have the golden generation. And the troughs can last a long time as well. Are Saints heading for a big trough? And would the introduction of a new coach change that? Would it right that?
Absolutely bonkers, in my opinion. I don't think Paul Wellens has got a problem at all. Well, yes, like you've just said, Saints have a bit of a trough. But they've got so many injuries, mate. You take those 8 players that are starting players out of any team in Super League, you're going to see a massive dip. The fact that St Helens, if they'd have won against Wigan the other week, would have been joint top of the table. Yeah. The fact that fans are even contemplating that he should be released from his job is absolutely nuts, in my opinion.
We do have a bit of a. This is why I raised this.
The second in. Well, no, they've dropped a little bit, haven't they? But they were second in the Super League table. How on earth? I mean, this is like Keighley Cougars all over again. Like, we're near top at table. Let's sack as coach. Madness.
Well, I don't think that's not the noises that's coming out of the St Helens camp, is it? Like, I think they're pretty.
No,
tied on. I think they're happy. It's more. It's like other fans, whether it's people just stirring it up or what. But it's, we're very quick to sort of go, right, okay, they got these problems here, out, and fans do have a say. Personally, I don't think Ian Watson should have perhaps gone when he did. But I think, the club could feel the unrest with the fans, and then they had to do something about it. And before you know it, then he's out the door. And is it a case...
But I think that was different, wasn't it? I think there was a little bit of unrest in the Huddersfield camp.
Oh no, well, it's obvious, yeah.
There certainly was. There was something not quite right. So that's completely different to Paul Wellens. Paul Wellens has been dealt a very tough card, mate. Like I say, he's got so many injuries in that squad. He's brought youngsters into the St Helens side that he's backed, who've played incredibly well. So he's got a lot of things right. How people are even contemplating that he should go is just madness, in my opinion.
But he's not at the top, is he? And this is the point. It's like their expectation that they should be winning, but
yeah. So like if you're top 4 side, it's like you're expected to be top of the league all year long and never lose just because you won X amount of trophies in X amount of years. Just madness.
So let's say we get through. Obviously, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%.
But then they're out.
I'm going to make a call here.
Go on.
Saints are going to get a load of players back. They're going to make the playoffs. And I'll bet you they make the grand final.
How much you want to bet?
Not a betting man. Yorkshireman, mate.
Well, I mean, it's a strong shout. I mean, because you'd kind of think, well, Wigan, very strong contenders. Warrington, strong contenders. Saints, contenders, I'll say. Hull KR contenders. There's a lot of, contenders.
I just have this feeling that they're going to come good when it matters.
Yeah,
that's what a mark of a champion team is. Everybody knows the season's long and you're going to have the ups and downs at some point in the season. Yeah, they have lost 4 in a row, which is unlike St Helens. It's been years since that's happened, but like I say, their injuries they've got a massive injury list at the minute. I just think I'm going to say it now on air. I think St Helens will be right up there come playoffs. They get a load of players back.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And thinking about it, like there's no obvious unrest on the pitch, is there? Like when you were looking at Huddersfield, there was obviously players that weren't playing to the best of their ability. They weren't settled. There was unrest, and players in, players out, and it was just a bit messy. That kind of stuff's not going on at Saints, is there? There's no one jumping ship. There's no one underperforming or...
They're not losing games by huge scores either. There was nothing in the Warrington game this weekend. Okay, there is that case to say, well, Warrington were down to 11 men for part of that game. I think that was just incredible resilience from Warrington, if I'm being honest. They were right up there with Wigan the week before. There was not much in that at all. So, no, I think it's crazy.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Just, stop bullying your own head coach.